Welcome. So find a comfortable seated position on the mat. Rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. Lift your shoulders up, almost creating a bit of tension. Draw them back and relax them down. So we'll start our practice very much like a EonYoga, where we do headstand followed by shoulder stand. If you are not comfortable with headstand, especially away from the wall, then you have two options. You can do half headstand, prepping exactly the way we do for full headstand, or move your mat to the wall when you do your headstand. But I'll talk you through it. We'll get forearms down onto the mat, gripping hold of your triceps. This way we make sure the elbows are not too wide. Then you can interlace your fingers, but create a bit of a cup with your hands. So sort of just part the palms, and with the elbows being firmly on the floor, forearms being on the floor, push out of your shoulders. So feel that you get tricep and lat engagement. Then as you do so, you push the tips of the fingers into the backs of the hands. That way, you will make sure that the grip stays very consistent. Then placing crown of the head onto the mat. The back of the hands pushing into the back of the head. Straighten your legs. Option of simply staying here and pushing through your shoulders. Do not have too much weight on your head. Alternatively, walk your feet closer. As you do so, you can take one leg up, you can take your opposite leg up, you can even take both legs up at the same time for that matter. Suppose it's more accessible to do one leg at a time. You focus on one spot, the breath is consistent, and we simply hold this very first yoga posture. You will feel the body warming up as you stay upside down. If you do half headstand, you can always place knees to mat, take a child's pose, and then revisit the posture. You can then use your exhalation to bring one leg down at a time. As you do so, sit back into child's pose, just taking a moment before we come up. Scan your body, see what the breathing pattern's like and where you might find a bit of tension or discomfort. Slowly make your way up. Our second inverted position, shoulder balance. You get to seated. From seated without turning your head, flip upside down, get your toes to touch the floor behind you, hands onto your back, taking your legs up to ceiling. Fingers pointing up. We aim to get into some form of a straight line. It's not a must. If this is quite challenging or you feel weight on the neck, then take your feet closer to the back wall, pushing your hips into your hands. That is a nice alternative. If it's still not comfortable, you can bring your entire spine down onto the mat and simply take your legs up into Viparita Karani. Just holding this position. Deep breathing. focal point over the feet or past the feet towards the big toes. So in order to get out of this one, you can slowly start to lower your legs over your head. Then with control, curl back down onto the mat. And as you come all the way down, you can position your hands underneath the body, push your elbows into the floor, feet together, lift your chest, relax your head back, deep inhales and exhales. Exhale slowly, lower back down, grab hold behind the backs of your knees and rock up into a seated position. You can cross legs, hands onto mat, and getting onto all fours. So in the all fours position, get the hands below the shoulders and just make big circles, feeling it into your wrists, your forearms. Change rotation. You'll find that from starting with two inverted positions or postures like headstand and shoulder balance, you can come back to center. The body is more warmed up and ready to go. So let's take it into a downward facing dog. Arms straight, feet hip distance. You can obviously bend into hamstrings if you need to, but keep your back straight, arms straight. Inhale, lower hips into plank. Instead of just doing plank, push out of your shoulders, get more space between chest and floor into some form of a high plank. You're going to almost feel that same headstand sensation with the lat activation along with a bit of triceps as you tuck your elbows. Now take your hips back up into a downward facing dog. This time around on inhale, keep your toes tucked. Lower the hips into an upward facing dog. See if you can get that same sensation. Slight tuck. You won't be getting that lat activation, but feel that slight tuck in the elbows. Looking up to complete the pose. Exhale. Back into downward facing dog. Even in down dog, you feel the arm muscles holding you in this position. Now bend into knees, look up. Inhale, position feet in between hands. You can step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward bend. Inhale, take arms to ceiling. Exhale, mountain pose. Now in your mountain pose position, feet together, arms alongside the body. Turn your palms, get the palms to face away from your body. Nice deep inhale, lift in chest. Exhale, get into an L shape. Keep turning the hands out. If you need to get more of a bend into the knees, do so. But keep length in your back, including your neck. Next inhale, take your arms out in front, making it a bit more intense. Don't push the hips back too far. Keep reaching forwards. You've got quite a bit of weight on the balls of the feet and toes. Full in-breath, only on the exhale, forward bend, head to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Planting your hands, exhale, step or jump back. Lower down, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down and facing dog. Inhale, hips to plank. Shift weight onto left hand. Right arm up to ceiling. Vashisthasana, side plank. Exhale, right hand down. Shift weight onto right hand. Inhale, left arm up. You're doing all the movements with control, synchronizing breath and movement. Exhale, left hand down, lower down, chaturanga dandasana on an exhalation. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bend into knees, look up. Inhale, feet between hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Interlace your fingers, so pistol grip. Exhale, get into an L shape, reaching forwards, flat back. Keep length throughout your spine. Use exhale to get into a forward bend, head to shins. In breath, halfway lift. Planting hands, exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down and facing dog. Feet hip distance, hands shoulder distance. Inhale, hips into plank. Shift weight to left hand, angle feet, right arm up. Exhale, hips close to the floor, don't let them touch. Inhale, push hips up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. One more. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, right hand down. Shifting weight to the right hand, arm up. Exhale, hips down. In breath, up. Down. Up. Third one down. Up. 4. Up. Last one, hips down. And back up. Bring your hand down, chaturanga dandasana. In breath, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bending into knees, look up. Inhale, feet between hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Exhale, mountain pose. Left foot on floor. Once again, we get right leg over. Bind. Right arm at bottom. Left arm on top. Eagle pose. Garudasana. So we're sinking into the front knee or the grounding leg. With an exhale, take it into sleeping eagle. Keep length in your back. Keep bending into the left leg. Undo the right leg. Swing it to the back of the mat. Lower the back foot. Get the top of the toes to lightly touch the mat. Take your leg back up. Pull right knee to chest. Wrap your right leg over the left without lifting your chest. Only now, inhale. Take it back up into traditional Garudasana. Exhale, releasing arms and legs. Right foot firmly on floor. Left leg over. Bind. Right arm at the top, left arm at the bottom. Eagle pose. Exhale, sleeping eagle. Keep bending into the right leg. Undo the left leg, swing it back, and hold. You're bending into the right knee. Get the top of the left toes to lightly touch the mat. Take the leg back up. Now without lifting in the chest all too much, pull knee to chest. Wrap your left leg over the right. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, release. Coming up. Feet together. Inhale, bend knees, arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, forward bend, head to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Planting hands, exhale. Step or jump back, lower down. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, get right foot between hands. Inhale, take arms up. Exhale, left arm at bottom, right arm on top. Eagle arms. Next inhale, lift your elbows, turn it into a bit of a back bend. Looking up and back. If you can manage to keep the balance. Slowly bring it back to center. As you come back to a neutral position, find your balance. Come up, straightening the grounding leg. Exhale, slowly step the back foot back. Release hands to mat. Step back plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up to ceiling. Exhale, foot between hands. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right arm at the bottom, left arm on top. We'll be turning it into a bit of a back bend. If you struggle with the balance, look forwards instead of up, especially if it's hard to find a spot to focus on. Coming back to neutral position, use your inhale to come up, balancing on the left foot. Left leg straight, with a micro bend in the knee. Exhale, gently step it back, releasing hands to mat. You step back with an inhale, you get into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bending into knees, looking up, inhale, feet between hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Exhale, mountain pose. Stepping wide on your mat. First, a bit of activation before we do the forward bending. So keeping a wide stance, stand up nice and tall. Pull your feet towards one another. So towards the midline. Feel the activation in your legs. Hold it there. Keep pulling. And go soft. Stance is nice and wide. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Take a full deep inhale. Lift in the chest. Exhale, arms over your head. Forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up into a standing position. Place hands onto your waist. Next inhale, lift in chest. Exhale, lower down. Find your feet or your big toes with the peace fingers. In breath, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. In breath, halfway lift. Exhale, hands onto the floor below the shoulders. Now we'll be sinking to the back of the mat, bending into the back leg, sinking all the way down. If you struggle to get into this shape, keep hands on the mat, don't lower that far down. We want to now shift weight to the front of the mat. See if you can do so without using your hands. Push, switching, and taking it to the opposite side. Getting out of this one, slowly push back, hands below the shoulders. Place hands onto waist. Use inhale to come back up into a standing position. Stepping to the front end of the mat. One more vinyasa to make our way into seated. So feet together, inhale, take arms up. Exhale, forward bend, head to shins. In breath, halfway lift. Planting your hands on exhale, step or jump back, lower down, chaturanga. In breath, up dog. Exhale, down dog. From down dog, we want to get to seated, so bend knees, look up, inhale, step or jump to a seated position. As you come down, place your hands behind the shoulders, walk your arms back. As you get the hands as far back as possible, lift in your chest. Straighten your legs. Squeeze legs together. Keeping hands in this position, chest up, float your heels off the mat. Bring your knees into your chest and straighten. Bend and straighten. Keep moving. Deep, controlled inhales and exhales. With this core exercise, you don't even have to synchronize breath and movement. You can just keep moving. Now, as you straighten the legs, bring the arms out in front. Curl down, get your lower back closer to the floor. Keep breathing. Slowly come all the way up. Bring your heels down. Keep pointing with the feet, not a traditional yoga posture. You point, grip hold of the ankles or feet. Get into a forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Take your left leg out to the side. Bend your right leg, pulling the right knee away from your left knee. Left arm to the inside of the left leg. See if you can find the left foot. As for the opposite arm, you can reach up and over to find your foot. If you don't have the flexibility, you can just reach up with the arm and reach in that direction. Releasing the left foot, use the inhale to come all the way up. Straighten the right leg out to the side. Bend your left leg, knee away from the right knee. Your left knee away from the right knee. Bring your right arm to the inside of the right foot. Grip hold, reaching up. Finding your right foot with the left hand. You're opening the chest towards the ceiling. And you can slowly make your way out of that one. Bring your legs out in front. Shake it out for a second. Our normal head to knee pose. Bend your right leg. We'll keep the left leg straight. As you do so, foot's against the inner thigh. Take arms up on inhale. Exhale, finding the left foot with your hands and turning it into a forward bend. Just giving the hamstrings a nice stretch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Switch legs. Right leg out in front, left foot to inner thigh. And flexing the front foot, and I'll take arms up. Exhale, finding the right foot. Forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. You can bend the right leg, place the leg comfortably onto the mat, lift your left leg, place foot into the bicep, wrap the arms around the leg. As you sit up nice and tall, just gently move your leg from side to side. The idea is going to be to work the right knee more to the back wall now. So grip hold of the foot. Start to push your left leg back. Get your left shoulder under your left leg, at least as much as possible. And then start to push the leg back. So we're opening up a little bit. You can see I use the right hand for support on the floor. Maybe I use this arm more to kind of push this knee down as I work the left leg back. And you can then slowly bring it back down. Left leg will rest on the floor. Right foot into your left bicep. Wrapping the arms around and moving your leg around. Do the same thing on this side, so gripping hold of the foot, pushing your leg back, get your right shoulder under the right leg, and then push your knee back. Just kind of opening up in the hips a little bit. Nothing too serious, but it's a bit of preparation for eventually getting leg behind your head. You can bring the leg down, straighten both legs, come down onto the floor. As you do so, stepping feet onto mat, take your arms over your head, a bit of a modified position here. Push tops of the hands into the floor. Inhale, lift your hips, take your hips all the way up, and hold. Feel the activation you get through your quads as you lift. If you want to intensify the position a little bit or get a different sensation out of the posture, actively pull with your heels towards your shoulders to feel your upper hamstrings working, the posterior thigh muscles. Use the exhale to slowly relax back down onto the mat. Straighten your left leg. Take your right leg to 90, lifting foot off the mat, and drop the leg over to the left with your gaze to the right. And I'll bring the right leg back to center, straighten, bend the left, take left over to the right. And now coming back to center, hug knees into your chest. Always a nice posture to lengthen in your spine. You can work the base of the spine down to the floor. Lift your head, slightly tuck your chin, and place your head back down. Just feel the length that you get in your entire spine. And now you can release the legs, straighten your legs onto the mat, get really comfortable. Elbows relatively close to the body, but the hands a bit further away. Backs of the hands resting on the floor. Close your eyes. And as we start with corpse pose, scan your body. Make sure you don't have any tension. Allow the body, or the weight of the body, to pull you down into the floor. Just feel a sense of heaviness in the body. Closing your eyes. And for the first time since we started the practice, you can allow the breath to be natural. Stay here for as long as you like.